So far, we've talked a fair bit about the benefits of making decisions, the benefits of making changes, but that's not always going to be a working solution. Many times, especially when you are dealing with students who are just starting out, they are going to find that if you start talking about earning big amounts of money, they're going to get stars in their eyes, and then when they see the type of work that may be required to get there, they'll start to feel like perhaps they don't have what it takes to make it to that working area. There are many times within the field of graphic design, once we start talking about how much money you can make, sometimes people just shut right down. Or we begin to talk with them about how much we show some portfolios, and many people by the end of their career say when they showed those portfolios the first time around, everybody was super duper duper worried because they thought they could never achieve that kind of work. And now here they are at the end of their time, and at the end of the time they are producing that kind of work, if not better than that kind of work, and it's a surprise for them. So in the classroom, this often takes part in the first few weeks of the class, and this is a time when many teachers take some time to lead with the need. So if you're going to achieve these things in your time here, you need to learn these following ideas. You need to learn how to, let's say for instance, in Graphic Design 2, you need to learn to have a strong conceptual piece. You need to understand the graphic design method so that it's being followed every time from the beginning, and you need to know how to take one idea across multiple applications so that you create a system or a unified whole. So, starting by discussing what the need of the course is, really gets people in line with what they're going to need to do. By discussing the need to learn the method, they'll have a project where they use the method to make a good concept. Once they've got a good concept, they will take that good concept across multiple applications. And in this, students really come to realize that pieces have to be connected. But unless they are told up front, these are what are required for other projects further down the line, they may have a hard time making that intellectual leap. As we've stated several times before, students are going to buy into the benefit that they are going to receive. They're not buying a suit to own a suit. They're buying a suit so that they can have a professional look. So when you are talking with them about the need to have great presentation, you need to focus on why that is. They're not going to be able to get a job without it. Show them some great products that are poorly presented. Show them a mediocre product that's really well presented, and show them a great product that's really well presented, and see if they can catch the differences between them and what's really going on there. Then try to showcase some professional portfolios and see what it is that they could be bringing to bear if they just can get those ideas together. Now, in some cases, say for instance a capstone course, you may not know the need. So how can you lead the student with the need? The unfortunate thing is you can't. And so in cases like that, where you have to understand what the problem is before you can solve it, you're going to have to ask those leading questions. What is it you're trying to get out of here today? How many pieces do you think that you have that are portfolio ready? How many pieces do you have that you think are maybes? And How many pieces do you have that you really, really like and you would like to include, but they don't have a portfolio piece connected to them? These are the kinds of questions that are going to help students in portfolio classes. But for other classes, well, your questions may have to dig a little bit deeper. Once you have determined the individual need of each student or each individual situation, there's a little method that you should use. First, restate the need. If you know they need this, tell them what it is. Then, state the... Oh my gosh, I've totally forgotten. Restate the question, state the need, and then the possible solution. So, if you know that a student is getting poor grades and they feel like they're missing out on some of that interhuman communication, you might want to say to them, John, I see that you are not doing as well in your classes as you would like to, and you feel sometimes like you're having to do it all yourself. What if I told you that by creating a study group within the classroom, or by creating a study group that meets outside of class, you could have the ability to connect with other students and do better at the same time? There are a lot of people that would like this, but they just need someone to step up and say, I would like to start this. What if I could tell you, you could probably start one today? It wouldn't do well for you to tell that student about a new piece of software that would allow them to quiz themselves at home, because that really only solves part of the problem. As a teacher, we're really trying to solve the whole of the problem, and that often requires more than what it is that we've got. So, as such, rather than telling a student that you can solve part of their problem, try to see if you can't solve all of their problem once you've determined what their need is. So, moving forward, consider leading with the need. To apply this knowledge today, think about how you can add leading questions and what some of the typical problems that you find in the beginning of your classes, in the middles of your classes, and towards the end of each semester. See if you can't find a set of, not exactly pat answers, but usual suspects that you can have ready. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please comment below if you like, or if you have different ideas. Just blow up that like button. Share this with like-minded people and subscribe so you don't miss any of our materials. And of course, by all means, design your future.